Hello, everyone. This is Night Owl Gal, and I'm Nini. You are listening to That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. It was dark. Too dark to see anything. Where was I? What even happened, for that matter? Someone was picking on me for being a celibate sage or something, and then that was enough to jumpstart my mind again. My name was Satoru Mikami. Just another 37-year-old in a suit. And when I shoved my coworker aside on the street, some random maniac stabbed me. Good. I remembered all of that. Which meant I must be fine. No need for panic. That wasn't like me anyway. I was known for having a cool head. The last time I panicked, it was grade school and all I did was wet my pants, just a little bit. I tried looking at my surroundings. Then I noticed I couldn't open my eyes. Odd, I thought as I tried to rub them and my arms didn't respond. And more to the point, where's my head, anyway? This was getting confusing. Like, whoa. Wait a sec. I needed some time to deal with this. Whenever I start freaking out, I always find it helpful to sit still and start counting prime numbers until I calm down. Let's try that. 1, 2, 3, wait! 1 doesn't count as a prime number, does it? Ugh. Now wasn't the time for this. I couldn't let myself think about this stupid crap. This was bad, wasn't it? Like, what's going on here? Was I, like, past the point of no return, unless I did something? Panicking, I checked to see whether I was hurt anywhere. I didn't seem to be. Physically, I felt terrific. No cold, no heat, perfectly comfortable. That, at least, came as a relief. Now for my hands and legs. Oop. Not so hot there. No response from any of my limbs. What's up with that? Getting stabbed in the back wouldn't force the doctors to amputate all my extremities, would it? I'd kind of like those back. Then there was the whole can't open my eyes thing. I was in a world of darkness, where I couldn't see a thing. An anxiety like none I'd ever felt before began welling up in my mind. Am I in a coma or something? I was conscious, certainly, but had I gotten detached from my central nervous system, maybe? Oh, man, anything but that. I mean, think about it. When you throw a guy into a dark, enclosed space, it takes practically no time at all for him to go insane. And that was exactly where I was, and I couldn't even die in peace any longer, it looked like. If insanity was all that waited for me here, that was enough to take the wind out of anybody's sails. Just then, I felt something brush against my body. What's that? I focused all of my senses on this unknown sensation. It felt like grass against what might have been the side of my stomach. Concentrating on the sensation, I slowly began sussing out what was around me. I could feel the pointy edges of some nearby leaves prick against my body. It made me a little happy, really. I was in total darkness a moment ago, but now I had my sense of touch back, at least. It made me so overjoyed that I made a beeline for the grass, and creep. I could feel my body sliding flat against the ground. I moved? This, at least, was clear evidence that I was not on any kind of hospital bed. The feeling beneath my stomach took the form of hard, jagged rock. It still didn't make much sense to me, but I appeared to be outdoors. So I headed toward the grass, keeping my senses keen against what I touched, although I still wasn't quite clear on where my head was. There was nothing to smell. I wasn't sure whether I had that sense or not. Really, I had no idea what I was shaped like. I felt flowing, jelly-like, kind of like a certain fantasy monster I was well familiar with. In fact, the idea had been running through my head for a while now.
No! Come on! That's just silly! Anything but that!
I decided to leave that anxiety-inducing prospect behind for the time being and instead try out the final, untested one of my 5 human senses. Not that I knew where my mouth was. So, now what? Suddenly, a voice ran across my mind.
Use unique skill, Predator. Yes or no?
Huh? Oh, what? Unique skill predator? And what was up with that voice? I thought I heard something weird when I was talking with Tamura earlier. That wasn't just me imagining things? Was someone there? Something didn't seem quite right with it. It wasn't that I thought I had a visitor, so much as, well, as I just had words floating into my mind. Cold, unfeeling words, like a computer-generated voice. Let's go with no for now. No response. I waited a while for one, but no further voices came. It appeared there wouldn't be a second question. Did I make the wrong choice?
Was this the kind of game where you got stuck if you didn't start giving yes answers? I was assuming the question would just repeat forever until I said yes, like any normal RPG. Guess not.
Kind of rude of that voice, though. Showing up, asking a simple question, then disappearing forever. It was nice hearing someone for a change, but the hell, man? Oh well. Let's go on with what I was trying before. My sense of taste. I moved toward the grass I felt earlier. As it brushed up against me, I leaned forward, feeling the whole of my weight settle over the field. It was definitely grass of some sort. Once I was sure of that, I suddenly realized that the area where the plants met my body was starting to melt. I thought it was myself melting at first, but apparently it was only the grass. And with that, I could now tell that the components of the plant life beneath me were being taken into my body. So that was how it worked? Instead of having a mouth to eat with, I just ingested plant matter with my whole body? It sure didn't taste like anything. From this, there were a few conclusions I could sensibly make. First, I was no longer human. That was a given by now. So did I really get stabbed to death? It didn't seem like much of an open question at this point. It'd also explain why I was resting on a rocky patch of grass instead of in a hospital room. What happened to Tamura? To Satoru? Did he scramble my hard drive for me, like he promised? I was full of questions, but also a suspicion that, by this point, none of them really mattered anymore. I had to think about what came next.
So, is this it? Am I really with the kind of tactile feedback I'm getting at the moment?
I trained my senses back inside my body. It responded with a rhythmic motion. Boing. Sproing. Slowly, inside the total darkness, I took the time to ascertain the exact boundaries of my form. Heavens! I used to be such a handsome, attractive man, and now I'm so fluid. So aerodynamic. Yeah, right. You think I'd accept this just like that? As far as I could feel, there was no longer any doubting it. I could picture it in my mind. I mean, what else could it be? Not like I had a prejudice against it. Hell, it was kinda cute, if anything. But was it for me, though? If you took a poll, I think at least 9 out of 10 people would have the same answer. I would just have to accept it, though. Accept the fact that my soul, or whatever you want to call it, had been reborn inside a monster from another world. The odds of such a thing seemed astronomically low to me, but I'd been reborn. As a slime. Munch, munch. Munch, 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 munch. I just snacked on some grass. Why did I do that? Well, why not? Not like I had anything else to do. It had been a few days or so since I was pretty much forced to accept the fact that I was now a slime. How many, I wasn't exactly clear on. The passage of time is tough to pick up on when all you can see is total darkness. One discovery I had stumbled upon over the past few days was that a slime's body could be way more useful than at first sniff. I never got hungry, for one, nor did I get tired. Food and sleep, for me, were wholly unnecessary. And I had to find something else, too. I couldn't be completely sure, but there didn't seem to be anything else living around here. In terms of danger, I wasn't sure there was any to speak of. My days were blissfully free of worry. Or anything else, really. The whole time, I never heard that voice again. By this point, I wouldn't have minded a little companionship. But no. It was just me, the grass, and me eating it for lack of much else to do. It was simply a way to kill time. And by this point, I could sense the entire process, my body absorbing the blades, dismantling them internally, sorting through all the components, and storing them away. What it all meant, I couldn't say. It was starting to frighten me a bit. I needed to do something, or I'd lose my mind. So I kept going through the cycle, absorb, break down, store up. But there was something odd about the process. Elimination never factored into it, somehow. Not even once. Maybe slimes didn't need to do that. Hell, not like I'd know either way. But where was all this stuff I was ingesting going, then? My senses told me that my form hadn't changed in any appreciable manner from when I first arrived. So what the hell?
Received. It is being stored in the stomach of the unique skill, Predator. Current physical space usage is less than 1%.
What? Whoa! It speaks? But since when was I using any skills? I thought I answered no back there.
Received. The unique skill, Predator, is not being used. The matter being ingested into your body is set to automatically be stored in your stomach. This can be changed as needed.
Oh. Well, nice to see we're having a real back and forth, finally. But back to business. If I use this skill, what happens then?
Received. The unique skill, Predator, chiefly comprises the following 5 effects. Predation takes the target into your body. Lesser chance of success if the target has its own consciousness. Can be targeted on organic and inorganic objects, as well as skills and magic. Analysis analyzes and researches targets taken into your body. Lets you create craftable items. If the required materials are present, allows you to make a copy of the item. Successful analysis of the casting method allows you to learn the target's skills and magic. Stomach stores the predated target. Can also store materials created via analysis. Items stored in your stomach are unaffected by time. Mimicry reproduces the form and skills of absorbed targets. Only available once the target has been analyzed. Isolate stores harmful effects incapable of being analyzed, neutralizing them and breaking them down into magical force.
What?
For the first time in a while, I was thrown. That sounded like kind of an incredible ability. Not exactly the kind of thing slimes were known for. At least not the ones I knew. And, hang on. Who was this voice answering my questions, anyway? Was someone there?
Received. This is the effect of the unique skill, Great Sage. The skill has taken effect, making it more immediately available.
A sage, huh?
And here I thought that voice was just screwing with me. Now it was the best partner I had. Hope that keeps up. Hell, anything would have been fine at that point. As long as it helped smooth out the endless solitude I was preparing myself for. For all I knew, this voice was something my mind had crafted to keep my marbles intact. It was fine by me. For the first time in ages, I could feel a burden lifting from my heart. That's all for this episode. If you enjoyed this episode, please remember to like and subscribe. See you next time.